Okay guys, so I just got like a kind of idea. Good morning, first of all. I got this idea that I really want to share with you guys as I do my skincare routine. And that is just something that I've been thinking about like for this channel. Like I've just been really sitting on this channel, kind of cultivating how I want to approach it. And something I acknowledge and I've been realizing is like this part of me that like just does not feel ready to present myself, does not feel worthy to present myself. Like I just don't feel like I'm at that point, you know, where I can really talk my shit and just kind of exist with you guys. And I think that's something that I'm going to talk about in the video that I make for my intentions for this channel, but something that I do just want to share, this kind of insight that I'm getting, is how, like, I'm just realizing, like, my soul, like, literally, like, I cannot get any better than this. Through the lens of the soul. Through the lens of enlightenment, right? I'm really starting to like that word more and more because it just captures it. But, like, the truth really is, I don't get any better than this. In the sense of, like, in the soul level, in the human level, I could get 1,000 times better, which is why I've been so hesitant to, you know, create this channel for such a long time and just waiting for this slightly better version of myself to pop out. You know, like, even, I'm being super honest with you guys, like, I've been really working through healthy habits. I've been really working through, like, even, like, my skin, like, has not been it lately. So, in, like, the human self, it's like, okay, skin, not it, you know, this, not it. I feel like I could be more disciplined in certain areas of my life, so that's why I'm not it. And, you know, it's true in the sense of, like, in the human lens, I have so many things to work on. And I really do have so many things that I would like to, perfect myself in. Yeah, that's a big one. Okay, we're keeping it real, even with myself. And in the soul lens, it's like, I mean, cool, but like, I'm already perfect. Like, not in the sense of like, I'm, you know, perfect in this like weird, like, especially like a Western mentality kind of thing, but like perfect in the sense of like, you just are who you freaking are. And yes, even the soul is always looking to expand. Like, the nature of the universe is always moving towards evolution, higher frequencies, higher consciousness. Like, you know, evolution is a really good example of that. Like, we are always, like, the nature of energy in the universe is always to rise, to increase in light and frequency, right? Everything is always moving towards improvement and growth and expansion kind of thing. So yes, it's true that, like, this desire to be a better version of myself and this desire to, you know, present a better version of myself, exist as a better version of myself, embody a better version of myself, is in alignment still with, like, my soul and the energies of the soul. But feeling insufficient prior to stepping into some future external projected version of myself that my ego has deemed is better is the ego. That's like the more human self, right? So it's like, it's interesting because I think that's something that, like, I really, really want this channel to be focused on as well. Like, obviously I'm setting so many intentions for this channel, but I guess I really just want to show you guys, like, I have been on the spiritual path for 3 years, which really started with a very, like, a deep and dark night of the soul, which I think everyone can really say for themselves. If you're using the word dark night of the soul, then you probably know what the darkness really feels like. So yeah, it, like, my spiritual journey and my growth kind of started with that. And losing my train of thought here. So my spiritual journey kind of started with that, and I have been on the path of like growth and healing and, you know, spirituality and stuff like that for years. And it's just getting to the point, especially with vlogging, because vlogging for me is a lot more intimate, like a lot more vulnerable. I show you guys like first thing in the morning, like, you know, like it's just me. I'm just showing you guys me and my life and the behind the scenes of everything. And that's what I love so much about this at the same time. But that's equally what is very, very, very scary for me in other aspects. And so I think before I was trying to compensate for this fear by promising myself or my future viewers that there would be a better version of myself that is more worthy of that attention. A version of myself that's more worthy of vlogging and being watched as a vlog, right? And it's like total bullshit. It really is. And that's not to say that like I'm not always moving, we are not always moving towards expansion and growth, but like for me to think that me right now who wants to vlog and wants to talk about my day and all that stuff and still gets caught up and will still get caught up, but I don't really like that word. I still like experience darkness and denseness and so much deep healing, truly. It's like something I'm learning is like when you're set on the path of to enlightenment and healing, you only go deeper and deeper and deeper. Like that's also it's in alignment with like the soul expansion, right? So it's like now I'm seeing how like all the energy of the soul is always moving up. Like I see it as a spiral always moving up. But in healing, like as within, so without. Or as above, so below. So yes, we are always expanding, but in order to expand, we kind of need to dig deeper. So it's interesting because I think a part of me, and this is a really big misconception, a part of me feels like I'm not worthy because I keep going deeper and deeper into the healing and the darkness sometimes, just as much as the light. But something that I'm really coming to terms with, that I really want to be very central focus and obvious on this channel, is that is healing. That kind of like is the path of enlightenment and growth and spirituality. So for me to even like now think that there is some other external version of myself that is more worthy or more capable of doing what it is I want to do now is an ego trap. And it's total bullshit, really. And once again, there is a version of myself that is like more healed because because I am on the healing path now, right? So in the past, I was less conscious, and considering my conscious intention to raise my consciousness, it is inevitable, impossible not to become only more conscious moving forward here on out. But for me to wait for that version before I can do what it is I want to do is for me to never allow myself to do what I want to do, because there will always be a better version of myself in the future. Ooh, I love that. There will always be a better version of myself waiting, like not waiting for me, but just, it's inevitable. And what I'm seeing right now is that picture of like evolution, of like we have like the monkey to man to spiritual master. It's like the movement is always going forward. So instead of me not wanting to surf or ride the wave, it's like waiting for a better wave. It's like they just get better and better. Ooh, right? And this goes for everyone. It's like we are only getting better and better. The version of you watching this right now, the version of me talking, is like the best version whether you believe it or not, if you find yourself in a dark place, believe it or not, that is a better version of yourself. Because we're always learning about ourselves. We're always growing and moving forward. So, and I want to make a video about this just to briefly make a point. Like, depression was the best thing that ever happened to me. Like, even now, like, the experience of darkness is the best thing that happens. I understand more and more, like, why the soul loves growth and expansion, those two words the most. It's not like the soul wants joy per se more, like, yes, but it's not like the soul wants pleasure in the ego sense, like happiness, fluffiness, lightness. Like, no, soul doesn't even need that. Soul is so advanced and focused and knows what it wants and kind of has to do to continuously evolve, right? So it's like it knows the path to the next best version, and then that next best version is going to go to the next best version. And it's like, if we just take ourselves out of the human experience for a moment, and which is why I love like the theory and understanding of reincarnation. I find it very freeing for myself to be able to take myself out of that loop. It's like the soul came on earth to grow, and then the soul leaves earth, looks at its lessons, and it's like, okay, let's do that one again. This time we'll make it harder. Like, give me more, I'm going to take on more challenges, even more pain, more suffering per se, or put myself in circumstances where those, that kind of energy and suffering may exist or may be triggered so that I grow more. It wants growth. So, yeah, I really wanted to get that out there because it's like, I really just want this channel to be for people that are like finding themselves on a similar path. You don't have to find yourself on a spiritual path per se. I mean, we're all on a spiritual path, whether or not you kind of identify with that or not, right? It's just spiritual concepts are a little bit more spiritual, which I really appreciate. But if you just find yourself like healing your mental health and growth and just trying to become like, the best version of yourself that we all truly know we are. Like, I think we're all like, we can feel it. It's just about healing through this now moment. I have my meeting soon. Healing through this now moment so that we can clear all that shit out that is not in alignment with the best version. And as we clear and release, kind of like all that really exists is that best version. But once again, it's not like we reach this point of stagnancy where it's like, oh my God, I made it. Cool. I'm just gonna chill. I'm gonna go to a cafe, sit with myself. What am I gonna do for the rest of my life? It's like, no, that will never happen. That's another ego trap. Really like freeing for myself here. So yeah, anyways, I just really wanted to get that off my chest because it's like, that is what this channel is going to be about. It's about, really trying to embody this truth that like, this is the best version of myself yet. And my ego might differ. My ego could probably think of a bunch of things that prevent me from allowing and honoring myself that kind of title. I still have a couple minutes. Right? Like the ego mind will come up with reasons as to why we're not there yet. And, it's like, I can't live like that anymore. I'm sure many of you guys can relate. It's like, I just can't live like that anymore, where this version of myself here is not sufficient to do what I want to do. I just want to do what I want to do, man. So let's fucking do it. Right? And I just really, 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 would love to create community. It's, I would love friends, like-minded friends, and meeting people that like, we could just like really bond and connect. I prefer the word connect actually. Bond is like attachment-y sometimes. And we're all about sovereignty. And it's like, I would just really love to connect with you guys, because I feel like this is so central to the human experience. It's just like surrendering to our humanness. And our simultaneous state of perfection and imperfection, right? Because since there's always room to grow, there's always like an element of things to work on kind of thing, right? So there's that element of imperfection, but that doesn't need to be resisted or fixed kind of thing at the same time, right? It's not like we're trying to perfect ourselves, which is where that element of simultaneous perfection. It's like we are always already enlightened. The process is more surrendering to the fact that we are enlightened. And the imperfections help us do that, right? Like the darkness helps us return to love. So the darkness, the imperfection, really helps us come back to and remember our perfection. So yeah, that was 16 minutes, and I'm really, really grateful. Let me know what you guys think about this. I don't really know if I even want to put this in a vlog. I kind of just want to put this as its own like little video for my channel, but it's so weird. It's like I'm still deciding how I want to organize both my channels, because one of them is more of like straight up resources for these kinds of things, like more explicit resources, like meditations and a little bit more like thorough explanations, a little more formal videos as well, because I still enjoy doing those. But like, yeah, I don't know. We go see. My mind is now on my meeting. Okay, guys, I love you guys so much, and let me know in the comments below, and subscribe if you want.